Hi, this is Thea. Today what I have is a Brinks 40mm padlock, and it's a laminated steel padlock, basically a clone of the Master Lock 3, except it has one spool pin in it. So it's relatively easy to pick, and with it having one spool, it's also a great one to learn the basics on how to pick a spool. And I decided to feature this one this week because last week I was talking a little bit about how to pick spools. And so for this one, this particular one has an interesting manufacturing artifact. You can kind of see in there how it has the key pin and driver pin, where the driver pin is actually sticking into the keyway a bit. That does make it somewhat harder to pick sometimes, but it's super easy to get around that. So I will be using this 50 thousandths tensioner and a standard hook in 25 thousandths from Peterson to pick this. Let's zoom out just a bit. All right, and now to get to picking it. So I will have to take care of that little interesting first pin right away, and I don't know if you saw that, but I had to let it rotate backward a bit, almost like I was picking a spool, in order to set pin 1. And now that one is set. And moving on to pin 2, I got a click out of that. Pin 3, got a click out of that, and a decent false set. So you can see how the keyway how the core has turned. And that is called a false set because it has rotated in the proper direction, but it can't go far enough to unlock it. So I'm getting a little bit of counter rotation on 4, and you can see how that is forcing it backward. And once it went far enough, I got a click and it is unlocked. So that is basically how to pick spool pins. You just have to feel for that false set. Sometimes like this, it's extremely obvious. Other times it's a lot more subtle, and those are the ones that get really tricky. But this one doesn't do that, which makes it great for learning. It also has a little bit of tension spring tension on the core, so it's a great starting place because you don't have to manually counter-rotate it. It does that one on its own. So that is all I have for today. So if you like that video, go ahead and hit the like button. If you haven't already, go ahead and subscribe. And if you have any questions or comments, go ahead and leave those below. And I will see you next week.